Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. First of all, what do you think of my new shirt? I got it from Walmart for $1 because it was on clearance, and I just thought it would be a really nice shirt to wear to teach, you know, and it's cute, so why not? I have been avoiding filming this video. So we are about to do the mid-year freak-out tag. Woo! I have found the questions on my phone. I'm ready. I have most of my answers right here. So let's just jump right in. There's basically, if you don't know what the mid-year freakout tag is, it's basically where we freak out because it's June. It's like halfway through the year already. What? And we talk about, well, some people talk about like statistics and their favorites and their least favorites and stuff. I don't talk too much about statistics. I will tell you that I have read 128 books since January in this year. Wow, that seems like a lot. Here we go. Let's get into it. The first question number 1 is what is your favorite book of the year thus far? So typically when I do these kind of videos, I have 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 or 5 books to talk about for my favorite of the year. You know, you're a reader, you understand, right? This year, I have 1 to share with you. Not because I've had a bad reading year. In fact, I've had a really good reading year. But this particular book, like my favorite of the year, no question, hands down, for sure. This one surprised me because I really didn't think that I would like this author at all. So she could also be the most surprising book, but I did pick a different book for that question. This book tore my heart out in a different way than any other book this year. Maybe any other book in my life. Like, this made me think, but this made me feel so deeply. And that's why could only be one best book of the year thus far. I've read really great books, and I actually have a top 10 of 2022 coming out very soon, you know, so top 10 so far. But spoiler alert, my favorite of the year is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Hands down, like, bow down to this book. You are amazing. If you've never read One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, let me just tell you about it. So you follow Emma, and you follow her love story with 2 different guys, but it's not what you think it is. So you follow Emma and Jesse, who are high school sweethearts. They fall in love and they get married, and he goes on a business trip to Hawaii, the Cayman Islands. I don't remember. He goes somewhere. And his helicopter crashes. He is presumed dead. And then Emma is left without the love of her life. She is so depressed and so damaged because that was her one true love. 3 years later, enter Sam, who is like this adorable, amazing guy who treats her so well. And basically, you get the love story of Emma and Jess, and you also get Emma and Sam's love story. And then Jesse shows back up 3 years later, after everyone thinks he's dead, and he is okay. I mean, he has this amazing survival story, which, by the way, I really enjoyed that part of it too. But this was such a tug of war inside my brain, inside my heart, because, like, Jesse didn't do anything wrong, and Sam didn't do anything wrong, but Emma can't have both of them, and it was just a very messy, very heartbreaking situation. And like, it made me just like, it made me wonder if something, God forbid, were to happen to my husband, like, and then I found out he was okay, and like, he came back and I was with someone, like, I don't know, it just, there was a realness to this story that just shattered me into pieces, and it just hurt me in a way that no other book has been able to, but it was so beautiful, and I highly, highly recommend it. But know that it's going to break you. If you like those kind of books, then please pick this up. Like, even if you don't, I mean, just pick this up. It's messy and beautiful, and I don't know if I would have been happy, which direction I would have been happy with the ending. Like, I'm not going to tell you what happens in the end, because spoilers, but I don't even know what I wanted for this book. It just hurt me in such a beautiful way. Question number 2 is your favorite sequel of the year. So I have read quite a few series this year. Go me, go me, go, 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 go me. So if you're a regular, if you've seen some of my videos, then you already know that reading more series and being open to more series has been one of my goals for this year, and I feel like I'm doing pretty well on it, knock on wood. Yeah, let's talk about my favorite. If you've seen any of my videos this year, then you already know that it's the Monarchs. Woo woo, fly, 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 fly. The Monarchs by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page, which is the sequel to The Ravens. Let's have them fly together for a minute. Whoop, 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 whoop. I can't tell you what The Monarchs is about. All I can tell you is that it holds up as much as The Ravens, if not more. No, I think it's just as good. But I would not shut up about The Ravens last year. Like, I read this, and I swear every single video I made was urging you to read The Ravens. So please read The Ravens, then read The Monarchs. It's an amazing duology. So The Ravens is this new adult story in which you follow these sorority sisters who are also witches. And there's like this murder spree going on campus, you know, as per normal for college campuses, sure. And the witches think that it is their duty to investigate. So there's murder, there's magic, sprinkle of romance, found family, and perfection. Both of these are amazing. You need to read both of them. I would start with the Ravens, then the Monarchs, because, you know, it's number 1, number 2, but oh my gosh, they are amazing. Please read them. Question number 3. 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, 3. Question number 3 is, what new releases do you want to read, like, as soon as you can? To be quite honest with you, I don't really keep up with new releases. I am a Book of the Month member, so that's usually how I get my new releases. But I have 3 that I know about and know that I really just want to read right away. The first one is The Rivals by Catherine McGee. It's the 3rd in the American Royal series. So hear me out. American Royals by Catherine McGee is an amazing book. I absolutely love it. The second book, which I can't even remember, is it The Monarchs? Second book being The Monarchs? I don't remember. The second book in that series was pure trash. I really, absolutely hated it. I only own American Royals, even though I've read the other one. And I think the last one is Rivals. I don't know though. But it's the newest one. It just came out this year. Super excited to read it, even though I hated the second book. And I want to read The Lifestyle by Taylor Hahn and Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. Book number 4. Book 4. Book 4. Book 4. 4. I mean, question number 4. I said book 4, but question 4 is most anticipated soon to be released, or that is going to be released in the second half of this year. I only have one for this, and that is Clown in a Cornfield number 2 by Adam Caesar. So, Clown in a Cornfield is an amazing book in which it's a slasher. It's a teen slasher book, and it holds up amazingly. Like, I love slashers in book and movie format. They're cheesy and fun, and sometimes they're a good scare. I really like them. So, Clown in a Cornfield has a sequel, number 2, coming out in August. I don't know for sure. But I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Question number 5. Question 5 is your biggest disappointment. This one I actually had to go look on Goodreads and see what books disappointed me, because generally speaking, when I read a book that I don't like or a book that disappoints me, I forget about it instantly and try not to think about that negativity in my life. So what I found was I'm so sorry, some people are gonna hate me right now, so like plug your ears if you're gonna like be offended. But my biggest disappointment this year as far as books go is The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armes. I think that's her name. I had such high hopes for this book because it's pitched as The Hating Game meets The Unhoneymooners, I think. I love The Unhoneymooners. I've never read The Hating Game. But it is this office place fake dating romance from hate to love, but the characters were so flat and unlikable. And you know, sometimes it's okay to have unlikable characters, but in a romance, it's hard to get behind the relationship when you think that the characters are pure garbage. And the dialogue was just killing me because it wasn't realistic, and I didn't believe the hate to begin with. Like, I just thought it was a terrible attempt at hate to love romance, and I know I'm the, like, unpopular opinion here, so it's okay if you disagree with me. It's fine, but I just absolutely, I gave it 2 stars. Like, there was something that I liked about it, although I can't remember what that was at this point. Question 6! Number 6. 5 + 1 = 6. Sorry, kindergarten teacher up in the house right now. But number 6 is your biggest surprise. So I think I read this book for a vlog, or was it part of my 30 books in 30 days? You know what? That's what it was. It was my 30 books in 30 days challenge that I did back in April. I'll link it up here if I remember. I've heard this book hyped everywhere, and I was just like, kind of, when books get a lot of hype, I kind of just roll my eyes, and I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be so stupid. I'm gonna hate it. I am so sorry that I ever said that about you. So, Finlay Donovan is killing it. By L. Cosimino. I've also read Finlay Donovan, Knocks 'Em Dead, because I read them back to back. It's Murder Being a Hit Mom. So basically, you follow Finlay, who is meeting her agent at a Panera Bread, and she's kind of pitching her next book to her agent, and this lady behind her overhears and thinks that she's a hit woman. So she leaves her a note and some money in her purse, and you know, just as any other normal person would do, Finlay Donovan takes the money and tries to be a hit mom. This is hilarious. It made me like gut laugh, which doesn't happen a lot when I read. Typically I don't go for the books that are going to make me laugh, but this made me non-stop laugh. It's action-packed. I think it's considered a cozy little mystery, but this is like one of the first cozy mysteries I've read. I think it's the second one, and I absolutely fell in love with cozy mysteries. So I don't know, just through this book, I might have to do like a video in which I read a bunch of cozy little mysteries and make it a fun time. But I absolutely adore this book. I gave it 5 stars, and if it doesn't make it to my favorites of the year, then we have a major problem, because it's amazing. This question is your new favorite author. For this one, I've read 3 books by this author. The first 2 were 5 stars. This one that I'm holding is my least favorite. I only gave it 2 stars. But I still really, really want to read all of her backlist, and I still get excited when you say the name Robin Harding to me. So her Pretty Face is my least favorite, so don't read this book, but read anything else by this author. She is a thriller author who kind of makes you think about things, and I don't trust anyone in her stories. I've learned not to. And I think that's what makes a good thriller author. Okay, let's say question 8, I think. Oh, this one's easy. So, my new fictional crush. I don't have crushes on the people that I read about. Yeah, it's just not, I've never fallen in love with any of them or had crushes like that. I do sometimes, like, read a book and I'm like, oh my god, she acts just like me, or oh my gosh, she could be my best friend, or he could be my best friend. But I don't really think of, like, I don't really have crushes on the people I read about. New favorite character. I have 3 because I couldn't just pick one. So first, Finley Donovan from Finley Donovan is killing it. She's a freaking hit mom. So she's a hit woman who's also a mom, who's also spunky, who's sarcastic and funny, and I just loved being inside her mind. Then I think we could get in a lot of trouble together. Then I, of course, have to give a shout out to Emma from One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Emma was just perfect because she was hurt and she was damaged and she, like, truly loved both Jesse and Sam, but she knew what a terrible position that put both of them, and she always tried to do the right thing. But like I said, it's such a messy book that, like, was there truly, was one choice better than the other, or was it just something that they had to work through? And oh my gosh, I love Emma. Like, she went through some stuff in this book and it made her stronger. Talking about strong characters, I would also say that Wavy from All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood. Highly recommend this book. But I would say that I connected with Wavy because you meet her when she's like 12 years old, and I think it goes until she's like 30, 28, I don't know. She's near 30. And she was just perfect because she was, like, again, she was damaged and she had a terrible home life. Her parents cared more about drugs than they did about her. And, like, I just had so much empathy for her as a child, but then when she grew up, she grew into this strong, independent, amazing woman. And I just really adore her. A book that made me cry, I mean, I have 3 answers. I have All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood, One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And the most recent one that I read at the most horrible time in my life, like, this was for sure the wrong book to read at this current moment in my life. So, I just finished this a couple days ago, and this is My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Bachman. If you are going through something with, I mean, especially your grandparents, don't read this right now. Please don't read this. If anyone in your family is sick right now, please don't read this, but especially your grandparents. So you follow Elsa, who is this little girl right here. Yes. And her and her grandma are very, very close. But what Elsa doesn't know is that her grandma is very, very sick. and like end of your life sick. And Grandma doesn't tell her because, you know, she doesn't want to break her little heart. But after she's gone, Elsa gets these letters from Grandma saying to go talk to this monster type person and tell him that she's sorry. And that is how this story of grief and this magical, heart-wrenching story starts. I don't want to tell you anything else because, like, I literally can't. All I can tell you is that if you liked When a Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, you will like this one, but it will break you. It definitely broke me, and I don't think that it helped much that my grandma is going through some health issues as well. So I cried. I bawled so hard. I'm trying so hard to stay strong and everything, but this book broke me. So I either read it at the perfect time or I read it at the worst time in my life. I haven't decided yet, but I just finished it. Okay, let's see what the next one is. I think it's a book that made you happy. So this one was really hard for me because I don't read a lot of happy books. I tend to read like serial killers, thrillers, murder mystery, nonfiction about serial killers, and I sprinkle some romance in there. So, of course, I picked a romance. I picked Well Met by Jen DeLuca, which this one could have also been used for my most surprising book or one of my most surprising books because this follows Emma. It's her name, Emily and Simon. So Emily is basically volunteering at this Renaissance fair for the summer, and Simon is the one that is basically in charge of it. And it's definitely hate to love. It's I honestly didn't like Simon at first because he was a smug guy. But you grow to love him, and Emily grew to love him, and it was so swoon-worthy. It was such a cute romance. Also, The Guy on the Right by Kate Stewart and The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. Now, The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker is more hard-hitting. There's a lot going on. It's not just a fluffy little romance. But generally speaking, it did make me really happy, even though there were some heartbreaking aspects. The next one is The Most Beautiful Book. For the next one, it's The Most Beautiful Book You Bought This Year. I'm just going to speed around, show you. I'm not really going to say anything, and then, yeah, we'll move on. Perfect. So those were some of the most beautiful books that I bought this year. Not all of them, because that's like impossible. And I think, the last question is, what do you want to read before the end of 2022? And like, my legitimate answer is all the books, but I know that that's not possible. So I'm gonna go through what is on my priority list that's left. I don't think there's a lot left, but we'll see. Okay, considering I had 24 books to start with, I think 7 is not too bad. So I'm not going to tell you what they're about. I'm just going to go through them real quick. One More Lie by Amy Lloyd. The City of Ember by Jeanne Dupre. An Unexpected Kind of Love by Hayden Stone. The Twin by Natasha Preston. The Starter Wife by Nina Lauren. May the Best Man Win by Z.R. Elor. And The Summer I Drowned by Taylor Hale. Those are some of the books I want to get to, but they are what's left on my priority list, so I thought I would share that with you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you're ready to freak out with me and you like this. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite book of 2022 has been so far. And like I said, coming out next week probably is going to be my top 10 books of the year so far. You don't want to miss it, so please subscribe. Bye!